My name is Vince. I'm recording my week 6 war game project. Gonna try to move a little bit quicker than last time. Let's see. So right off the bat, we have to define or create our deck of cards. In order to do so, we have to define what is going to make up that deck of cards. That's what we're doing right here. So first thing needed for a deck of cards is 4 suits. Here we have suits variable defined, or the suits arrayed with the spades, clubs, hearts, and diamonds, and the values represented in each suit, ace through king. I used an object map to correlate the values to here to the values numerically 1 through 13, ace assigned jack 11, queen 12, king 13. Here we see the first iteration of our classes, where they're actually created with the constructor. Every card or card class, every card needs a suit and a value. Every player is constructed of the name of the player. Every player will have a player deck, a player score. Allow the user to enter their name. Then we create a deck of cards with the construct of the cards. Every card iteration uses the function fresh deck and the getter function used to assign the property number of cards to every discard length to the number of cards. Here we are using a method that was linked on our Slack channel for shuffling the deck of cards. When you get the number of cards minus 1 for the array, cycle through backwards, minus, minus. Here we use the new index to equal the random iteration of the card, multiply that with anywhere between 0 to 1 with this card, whatever current iterator it is on, and then we round that down. That new index becomes this card's new index, which is the old value that's used as a placeholder to essentially cycle through and reassign those cards and shuffle that. The fresh deck takes the deck of cards that are assigned 13 cards to every suit. Will return 4 different arrays of 13 cards rather than seeing something like 4 arrays within an array. We used, which is created by the values.map. We insert that into the flat map function, which simplifies it and gives us one array of 52 cards, each with a suit assigned. For our setup game function, we call upon our first class of deck. We then shuffle the deck of cards. From that deck of cards, we create a middle point. 52 cards divided by 2 is the middle of the deck. We use the first deck of cards, or first player hand, is the deck of cards at the slice point of 0 in the middle of decks, which we know is 26. Player 2 gets the rest of the deck, middle point 26 to 52. Then we console log the using temporal literals, we console log which cards were played by player 1 and player 2. Right here is our play round results function, which uses another for loop to determine if the value of player 1 is greater than the value of player 2, then player 1 wins this round. Else, if the value of player 2 is higher than the value of player 1, then player 2 wins this round. If any other scenario, which there should only be one, wins, and that round is tied. Here we have another if-else function. If player 1 score is greater than the score of player 2, player 1 wins this round. Else, if player 2's hand is greater than the score of player 1, then player 2 wins with the final score. If by any chance they are play two cards of the same value, player 1 and player 2 have tied. Right here, I had to call upon the class to get the game to function properly and insert the values into insert those elements into that outside of the function. So right here, we enter player 1's name. Right here, we enter player 2's name. It should give us, yes. Player 1 played, player 2 played, and it prints the winner. Queen has a greater value of 10 thanks to our object map, our map object. Here's the total number of calculated rounds where Bill has won versus where Ted has won. Bill has won the overall game with a total score of 15. And here is where we did our Mocha Chai testing.